Hello and welcome back to the Into the Mines podcast here, episode 4 here this week. We're joined by myself here, Eddie Oliver, and our two co-commentators, Riley Murray, and the SRL Mines Commissioner, William Kaye. How are we going, boys?
Yeah, how's it going, Eddie? How you going?
Yeah,
Thank you, Eduardo.
thanks, mate. It's good to be on the show again this week for episode 4. And today we're going to be talking about the two games of the round and just some general stats here. Starting off here this week, we're going to be talking about the Melbourne Ravens and the Hamilton Swarm, who again, the Swarm put on an absolute class performance for the Mines competition, winning 26-6 against the Ravens. Kaye, do you want to go through that for us?
Well, in a time of uncertainty for New Zealand Rugby League, the Hamilton Swarm are just beautifully playing. It's Riker Manu, easily the best player in the field, easily probably the best player of the week. We'll get to that later, I guess. 331 run meters, 9 line breaks, 11 tackles, none missed. He had a phenomenal performance and he led that whole squad around the park. He also had a try to his name. It was phenomenal. Hone King is another outstanding player. Got 137 meters, 3 line breaks, and 2 tries to his name. The Swarm absolutely blew the Ravens out of the park and embarrassed them at home.
Oh, absolutely. And those players, again, that fired last week for them, as you said. Riker Manu, Hone King coming away with, I believe, his first double of the season. Congratulations to him. And only Thomas Usher for the Ravens getting over. And possession was 39% to 61. And the Swarm just overwhelmed the Ravens in that game there. And all over the board in stats. Congratulations to them. What a game that they did put on. And moving on here, we're going to be talking about that second game of the week. The Bathurst Blue Tongues and the Firehawks. The Blue Tongues coming away 2 points clear of them. And it was pretty close there in the game, the matchup, completions. All it came down to was a misconversion from Berkeley, Riley.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure why I'm the one commenting on my own game, but I guess you could have said that when I was in the box as well, though. I think they can tell by the completions that Blue Tongues are just very classy in that game. No, 2 errors, only 1 uncompleted set. And I think that's Bawson's kicking game really just turned the game around at the end there with getting Marks to run out with the ball. Definitely just turned the tides there. And yeah, overall, good game by the boys. Full credit to the boys. Good job to the Firehawks as well. Good game.
No, it definitely was a very good game there from them. It was pretty even all over by general stats-wise. 14 out of 18 for the Firehawks, 19 out of 20. And tackles is all even across the board, just 3 the difference. Missed tackles equal, line breaks more in the Firehawks' favour, but it just seemed to be the Blue Tongues who just held their own, took the opportunities where they were given to them, and beautiful stuff there from them. As we're moving on here, we're going to be talking about the Into the Mines team of the week, and it's going to be that team again from last week, the Hamilton Swarm. What a game, backing up from last week and putting on a bloody masterclass for the SRL Mines, again getting over the 20-point mark, 26 against their team. What a game it was from them, Kaye.
Yeah, once again, just phenomenal stuff for the Swarm. They've got 2 games remaining. I believe they have the bye next week in round 9. And that is... Yeah, that's correct. They've got 2 games remaining. It's their 3-from-3 record. They need to keep up their win rate if they are to make the finals. Currently, they're sitting at 3rd, and their form, I would have them probably finishing 2nd or even 1st. They've still got some tough matchups. They got the Hogs this week, so talking about tough matchups, that's not one of them. But the Blue Tongues in round 10, I think they'll be a bit of a decider. So they need to keep their form that they're going and prove why. And they've done that. They've proven why they're such a good team. So they need to keep the way they're going.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you there, Kaye. Congratulations there again to the Swarm for getting the Into the Mines Team of the Week podcast award. Well done there to you. Moving on here. Next up on the podcast here, we're going to be having the fan-voted Player of the Week, and it's going to be given to that man who's been mentioned so many times here on this podcast here this evening, Riker Manu, who just absolutely stole the vote away from everybody. Close up behind Hone King and David Tiawa. It's all Swarm men this week. Congratulations to you there, Riker Manu, for being given the voted fan player of the week. Just what a performance from you, and we can't wait to see you and your game next week, and who the fan vote player of the week will be next week. Moving on here, we're going to be talking about the Into the Mines best starting 13 team of the week. And it's going to be that man again, Riker Manu. What a performance he did put in at fullback. He just leads the Swarm around with his voice and with his actions, just being on the spot there when he gets given that good ball either out of dummy half or off a back from the wingers in Hone King or Tiawa, just Maliaki, my apologies. And it was beautiful stuff here. And Riley, do you want to just talk about the rest of the back line here?
Yeah, you got Hone King, which we're going to touch on a bit later, but he just had a phenomenal game, picking up a double. I'm here for the redemption arc. The centers, they didn't really do much. It's mostly on defense this week because there weren't really any standout centers this week. No one really did anything, so it's just really based on their defense for this week. And Thomas Usher also having a really good game this week.
You know, definitely getting a try there for the Melbourne Ravens, Thomas Usher, and Mike Borsons for the Blue Tongues, and Matthew Galaxy here for the Firehawks. Just both halves who, you know, their decisions with their kicking game is always on point. They know where they need to get the ball for their team, whether they're in trouble or to keep pressure on. And also Matthew Galaxy, just, you know, with his running game, he knows when to run, he knows when to kick, he knows when to pass. Just all in their own rights, their halves have just done beautiful stuff for them this week. And moving on here to the forwards, the big boppers for this week, Nathan Anderson and Eli Azzi. You want to give them a wrap-up here, Kaye?
Yeah, those two players, they're just phenomenal throughout the week. Azzi was just putting shots on left, right, and center. He couldn't stop. He couldn't help himself. And also Nathan Anderson, fantastic stuff from him for the Firehawks. If I get it up, I believe he ran 120 meters, 2 line breaks and a tackle break. He did a great job with only 61 minutes on the field. I can't give enough raps for him.
No, we definitely can't. And that man, again, I think this is probably the third week or second week in a row here for him. It's Lockie Cashel. His service out of dummy half for a player his age is just remarkable, and he just came straight into the competition when that spot opened up for him, and he's just been playing as best as myself there in there, or even better in some ways, as people have been talking about. And moving on here to the second rowers, and David Tiawa and Ruben Mobbs, who are just class standouts and just stars in all their own rights. Just their work ethic and day in, day out for the Swarm and for the Blue Tongues here, I believe, just constantly performing for them. And Zegarini there at the lock position. He didn't start there, but he came in. What a job he's doing for his team. He's just, you know, getting those runs, making those line breaks, and doing it for a consistent 65 minutes, as most locks genuinely do play these days. And moving on again here. Again, congratulations there to the Into the Mines starting team of the week. Moving on here, we're going to be talking about the best nap of the week, and I'll get you boys to talk about this. It's been awarded here to Cyrus Marks.
Yeah, well, it was in an alternate reality, but either way, he still had a very good nap. I'm sure that Kaye can comment on it a little bit more, but man, does he look cozy there.
Mimir.
Yeah, well, he's in his own there. Cyrus Marks, and lying on the field and just watching the world go by around him. He's had enough tackling as the Firehawks defensive line just keeps going on and on and on. The little man's getting pumped there. I'm not surprised, Kaye, that he's trying to get a little nap on the field.
No, I mean, you're one to know about this, Eddie, especially playing in the forward line. You know, you love a good nap. He's tired. He's carrying the Firehawks on his back, on his all fours. He is crawling through the field and carrying the Firehawks on his back right now. I don't blame him for needing a nap, especially after getting absolutely whacked by, I think it was Azzi in this alternate reality.
Yeah, no, definitely there. Beautiful stuff there. Congratulations to you there, Cyrus Marks, for getting the best nap of the week. As we move into this midway point of the podcast, don't forget to go down to the comments section down there and leave a comment down below of any suggestions you have for myself or Riley Murray or even Kaye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
As he is a busy man, and do that stuff as well. The nice, beautiful, cringe stuff. We'll get right back to you here as you guys view this clip here.
Yeah, he needs to stay strong if the Ravens want to keep on going the way they have been in this campaign, and they've been looking like such a strong team as Hone King. He makes a line break. Hone King, he's gone to the 20, to the 10. He's going to go all the way here, and what a start, and what a player.
Oh my god, you give Hone King an inch, he'll take the whole 100 meters. He is too quick.
What a try that was there from Hone King, just at full flight again from him. Just the speed of the man and the determination to just find the try line from anywhere on the field. What a try it was, Riley.
Oh yeah, he's just class. He's been one of the best players in the Swarm lately, besides Raka Manu, and he's just a good bloke as well. You can't really go past him when you look at the team, can you? He's just day in day out working hard. The redemption arc, it's real, and he's just come away very well after that game.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well done there to him. Congratulations there again. I should say just congratulations, Hone King, for being awarded the Into the Minds Podcast Try of the Week. Beautiful stuff there, brother. We're all behind you here in the commentary box and in this podcast. All good things, and congratulations on your redemption arc. And moving on here to the shit haircut of the week, it's going to be that man, David Tiawa, and well, you guys might be thinking he's just bald, Eddie, but have you looked at the shine on that head? For that photograph, that man must have oiled the crap out of that like a baby's bottom. What a haircut that is. Okay.
I think it's disappointing that you've actually put him at the shit haircut of the week. I think that's goddamn beautiful. I love just being able to see myself in the commentary box whenever I look at this guy's head on the field. You know, sometimes he is mistaken for the bowling ball and he runs like it. But yeah, I mean, in terms of hair, it's shocking. In terms of cut, it's shocking. In terms of haircut, it's shiny.
We love it, brother. Congratulations. Beautiful stuff there from the SRL Mines Commissioner himself, Will Kaye. And what a game you had, brother. Congratulations to you. And well done for being awarded the Into the Mines shit haircut of the week. And as we're moving down here, we're going to be talking about the Into Mines Pyramid of the Week. Starting, the Into Mines Pyramid of the Week is from the players who played well in their games and in their own right shun. From at the bottom to the top, all of these players had a good game. They're just ranked on just what differences made, who made the biggest difference for their team. As we're going to be talking about the bottom here. Jerome Daly, Lockie Cashel, Bontoff, Alan Berkeley, Rex Buckingman, and Cyrus Marks, just all players for their team. Just doing those little things, doing those 1%ers, and it's been noticed here by our co-host here, Riley Murray. Do you want to wrap him up here, brother?
Yeah, well, it's almost like this bottom tier of people are like resident people who always
Full-time
find their way on.
residents.
Yeah, full-time residents. They've bought an apartment, they've moved into the pyramid, and they're not moving out. They've just been in there week in, week out, and they're just class players, eh?
Definitely there. Congratulations to you, boys. As we're moving up here, it's that man there, Mike Borson's. Just the way he plays with the ball is just amazing stuff, and the way he uses it, what an amazing player he is. That man
He must
again who got
play
a
with balls.
that man again who's got the shit haircut of the week. David Tiawa, congratulations to you, brother, for being onto the Into Mines Pyramid of the Week. And those two forwards again, Nathan Anderson and Eli Azzi, just performing their guts off for their team and just putting the pressure on the opposition, trying to force an error or just put their team on the front foot in defense. Kaye, do you want to just give these couple of players a wrap here, brother?
Yeah, well, Borson's kicking well as always. To 170 run meters, 3 line breaks to his name. Nathan Anderson, I've already given him the raps, and Azzy, there's not a statistic for it, but the utter fear that he puts in the halves of other teams, in the backs of other teams, the fullbacks of other teams. There's not a statistic for fear, but if there was, Azzy would be on the very top of the entire comp.
Congratulations there to you, boys. Definitely Eli Azzi, just his presence as I'm getting a leg cramp here from training. And moving up here, we're going to be talking about Hone King and Marcus Square, who players have just played consistently for their team. And the players from here and up now, usually the players that either get the team the win for the game or just constantly performing, making sure that the team's always on the front foot, no matter how they're going in the game. Marcus Square there, Hone King, what players they are, Riley.
Yeah, they're both two really good backs. Marcus, fuck you. All right,
Are you
yeah,
sure
they're
it's in your
two.
leg? It's his third leg.
Oh, pussy, that would have been funny. We should keep in some outtakes, I'm telling you. Anyways, Marcus Square and Hono King, they're both very good players, and I don't think you can count them out when you look at the overall performance of both their teams. They're just great players, and they just always do their work week in, week out.
Congratulations to you there, boys. As the legend there himself, Riley Murray, did say, you guys just work in week and week out for your team and for yourselves, putting in those 1%ers, as we do say here in the SRL Mines. And moving up here to the top of the pyramid, we've got that man again, Raika Manu, who was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago on a guest segment. And he's just so humble about his opposition, about himself, and he just always he puts his team before himself. And he's really been igniting the Swarm attack here these past few weeks and just getting the boys on top defensively, off the field and on the field. Just making sure everybody knows their part and knows their role, just what a player he is. And congratulations to you there for being on the top of the Into the Mines pyramid there for the week here, Raika Manu. Congratulations to you. Moving on here to the Into the Mines go to the week. It's going to be that man again who's been spoken about. Raika Manu, what a player he is. And just week in, week out, as we've all been saying, boys, he just does those 1%ers for his team, Kaye.
Yeah, once again, it's a Swarm player that is the GOAT of the week. It was Cashel last week. Yeah, unfortunately, you've never gotten that award, or for that matter, any award. But yeah, Raika Manu, fantastic performance. We can't give this man enough raps. He beat the running meter records for the SRL Mines. He had a fantastic game. And yeah, he's just, I don't think you can get better than him in the Mines right now.
No, you can't. And just an amazing player he is. There is no better than the man Raika Manu at fullback for the Hamilton Swarm. If nobody in the SRL has his eyes on him, you better hurry up, because he's going to go as quick as he came, and he's one quick bloke. And moving on here to the weekly tips of next week's footy, we're going to be having Riley here talking about the Hogs and Swarm?
Yes, Swarm.
Yeah, we're gonna have Riley here talking about the Hogs and Swarm for next week, and just his general tips of who he thinks going to win, and just some players that are going to stand out for them.
Yeah, well, Eddie, you've seen it all before. The Swarm are just on an absolute mad winning streak. They're just seeing anything ahead of them. They're just steamrolling straight through it. Even Eddie and his shitty guitar couldn't stop them from getting a win at this point of their careers. They're just looking so good, and I don't think that they're going to take another loss for the rest of the season besides Blue Tongues.
No, definitely not. And just the Swarm, they're probably the team in the SRL Mines at the moment that are playing as a whole, and everybody knows their role. In the Hogs, well, they're going to be under the pump next week, and they're going to need to whip something out of their asses to get a win. But we're not going to write them off here, because anything can happen in the SRL Mines. As we move on next week's game, it's going to be the Ravens and the Blue Tongues. And Kaye is going to take us through just, again, what Riley did, some bets, and just who he thinks is going to stand out for their team in that game.
Yeah, well, the Bathurst Blue Tongues, they're playing at home. They're facing the Melbourne Ravens for the first time at Carrington Park. Blue Tongues taking on the Ravens at Carrington Park, rather, for the first time. Last time these two teams met, it was the Ravens in red-hot form, 14-0. Was the outcome. However, a lot has changed since the acquirement. Gotten rid of Jack Fitzy, he's out. Marcus Square's playing fullback now. Lachlan Holmes and Kobe Kelly on the wings. And for the Ravens, not much has changed, really. It's Doklich. He hasn't got the speed to match Square or Holmes. He's going to be very slow at the back. I think it's going to be a bit of a problem for them. But I think overall, the Ravens are still going to put in a massive fight. It's going to be Blue Tongues, but I reckon it's only going to be 1-6.
You never know with the Ravens. They could come out firing, or they could come out late in the second half. And with the Blue Tongues, they've been pretty in solid form recently, and I would be very surprised if they do lack off against the Ravens there. But thank you very much for coming along this week for the 4th episode of the Into the Mines podcast. Again, before we finish up here, don't forget to go down to the comments and just leave a comment down below, just what you guys want to see in next podcast, or anybody you want to see specifically, or any new segment ideas. And in the description, there will be a link to the Discord server where you're able to say those as well, whatever is your preference. Thank you very much here for coming along to the Into the Mines podcast this week. My name is Eddie Oliver, again joined by our co-host Riley Murray, and the SRL Mines Commissioner here, and Will Kaye. Thank you for turning up, boys.
Yeah, no problem. And I got one last announcement before we finish up here. It's official. Eddie Oliver is fired from the podcast. Congratulations, everyone. You can celebrate.
Let's go!
Thank you very much, boys, for showing up. Don't forget to keep an eye out for next week's footy as we have some cracker games coming on Monday afternoon here on SRO Mines TV. Go check it out. Thank you guys for showing up to the podcast, and we shall see you guys in the next one. Thank you.